Talking about erectile dysfunction is not easy. Most people brush it off or they blame themselves, saying things like, I lost my mojo, or people make excuses like, I had a long day at work. I'm just not feeling it, honey. Guys, with Roman, it's easy to talk about. With a real healthcare professional who can prescribe real medication, it's simple, safe, and totally discreet. With Roman, you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, Roman will ship it to you with free 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, simple, and discreet. Getting started is just as easy. Go to GetRoman.com/Chael. Complete an online visit. Go to GetRoman.com/Chael today. If approved, you'll get $15 off your first order of ED treatment. An MMA contest comes down to 4 things: agreed upon time, in an agreed upon weight class, between the agreed upon athletes, under the unified rules. It's those 4 things. However that contest plays out, if those 4 things stayed intact, the match is fair. The match is over. And you all walk away. But for some reason, Poirier versus McGregor is not playing out that way. And it's very interesting to me. I don't mind the excuse tour. It's very common. I'm not sure why we're giving Conor a hard time for all of a sudden joining the tour. The tour is much bigger than him and has been around much longer and will be here long after him. It's just unusual. It's not the way that Conor's done things before. So then we are to be irritated that he will not just accept defeat. Why would a fighter ever just accept defeat? Have you ever found yourself saying those words, Conor should just admit it? Why? Why would he ever admit it? Why would he ever accept it? Particularly if he's looking for a rematch, right? The moment one fight ends, the marketing for the next fight begins. If he's doing that, then he's doing what he should. But to see people looking at it and digging into it. I mean, I'm hearing about the stress fractures. Heard about that from Conor. It wasn't a check kick. It was a this kick, and I didn't get my ass kicked for this reason. I got it. The doctor determined I got my ass kicked. None of it matters as long as those 4 things stayed intact. Agreed upon time. Was it at the time that we said? Did it go early? Did it go late? It didn't. It went on the contraction time. Okay. Was the integrity of the weigh-in held up? Because we agreed on a specific weight class. Did everybody make weight? They did. For sure? Okay, great. We can't look at that one. Was it the right guys? Was Conor, in fact, fighting Dustin Poirier, or was that a body double? And vice versa. No, Chael, that's crazy. Of course it was the right guys. Okay, great. Did it happen under the unified rules? Was the integrity of the rules questioned or misimplied? Unless you can find any way to interrupt one of those 4 things, then a mixed martial arts contest happened. That's it. And I'm watching people digging into. I heard something today about Conor wanted to tape his ankles, or he didn't tape them, or he wanted to. That's not one of the 4. I heard talk today that Conor and something to do with the stress factors as it was relayed to the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Is a stress fracture one of those 4? I heard something about degenerative arthritis on behalf of Conor, something he's been dealing with. Sounds very tough. Hope he makes it through. Is it one of those 4? Did the time, the weight, the participant, or the unified rules, was any piece of that, any of the integrity of those 4 elements interrupted? Was it compromised? Because unless we're arguing about one of those 4, a mixed martial arts contest happened. That's it. Which gets concluded by the recognition of a winner, which by default tells us who the loser was. And if you find yourself, I'm doing this to help you, if you find yourself engaging in a conversation that has anything to do with the fight, the unfairness of the fight, the way the fight could have played out differently, why the fight should happen again, why we should not respect the result, why we should not acknowledge Poirier, why we should think Conor's a jerk. If anything that you're discussing is outside the realm of the agreed upon time, the weight class, the participants, and the unified rules, you're wasting your breath. I would not dispute any of those things. If somebody told me they were hurt coming into a fight, I would never tell them you're lying or you're making an excuse. I would be stunned if somebody came to me and was telling me with sincerity that they felt great. I want to know anything about that myself. I have never gone into a fight feeling great. I started competing when I was 9 years old. I don't remember going to school feeling great. I don't remember having a day off or going on a vacation feeling great. I don't know what it would feel like to feel great. I don't know. It would be a very bizarre feeling. If I didn't have an ouch or an owie or a soreness, I would go back and grab a barbell and do it a few more times. I know I had a little bit left. I'm just personalizing it. I don't know anything about feeling great. I don't know anything about a stress fracture or the this or the taping of the that. Were these four things followed? Did we fight on the day we said at the weight class we agreed to? Was it the right participants? And did we do it under the unified rules? If I can't plug a hole in one of those, I got to accept it. And if I can find anybody out there who allows me to make an excuse or an argument for my defeat while not addressing one of the four ingredients, perfect. Good for me. I've now found a sucker. I will likely keep that person around or put them in a database. I will likely try to sell them oceanfront property in Arizona someday, should I decide any comes for sale. I mean, right, it's one of those things. Nobody's doing anything wrong here in terms of Conor or Poirier. Poirier's got every right to be on a victory lap, which for some reason he's not taking. Apparently, he's too humble to take it. Conor's got every right to be on an excuse-making tour to grab some kind of attention for a potential fourth fight, of which is going to be one of the harder sells in the history of sport, at least from a competitive architecture standpoint. And the fans who are falling for it, go right ahead. But if you're an objective and a reasonable person and you find yourself falling for it, or you would like to add support to this, go ahead. But make sure it falls into one of the four ingredients, which are the only four ingredients that constitute a fight.